Hello everybody and welcome back here to High Button Sports as we get set for another game here at the Stadium Series in Amherst. And we've got two fresh teams here on High Button Sports this morning. So 400 games into our High Button season, and we're seeing two fresh faces with the Rothesay taking on Mount as we will get into it. Two schools going at it here. And we'll get right into this one as Dawson up to Peltier. Peltier down there into the right side corner. Looking to get that up. Hand it off here, Dunlap. Rothesay looks for that and turned over back the other way. Chipped up the right side wall. Puck heads across. Peltier into the offensive zone. Spurl down the right side. Quick pass off and comes back to Lawless. Lawless here on the blue line. Lawless shot into a foot. Now trying to work it back the other way here. Shot. A big hit laid or the big rebound coming out, but no one home to take care of that one. Down there along the end wall. Sent back. In behind. Lawless. D pass there over to Spurrell. Spurrell turns over to Richard. Guessing Richard perhaps, maybe on that pronunciation. Chason goes to the half wall. As Rothesay works it out. Up over the line. Through center, shot, the stick snaps on the first shot there. And we'll get a whistle as Rothesay out there in the white and Mount Academy in the black. Face-off will be on the right side here. Some beautiful pads in there for the Mount goaltender. Mount tries to get that up the wall by Kopaj. Dole steer back in front of their own net, and it's over to the left side. Chip play. Back in behind and hustled after. Rothesay Lawless getting pressure down there into the left side corner. McFadden helps pressure, and it gets back in behind. Arsenault picks it up. Arsenault for Mount. Up the right side. Passed off and between the legs there to Bernard. Sent back into the zone as Rothesay trying to keep the pressure on. Over to the right. Passed off and now through the neutral zone. Rothesay looks for that. In over the line by McFadden. McFadden. Goodine plays it from Mount to his D partner. Skated back in behind. And down the left side. Marshall chasing for Mount. Rothesay goes up the left side. Tries to chip that up. Now looking for an open room here on the right. In over the line to the end boards. And the arm goes up for our first penalty of the game. And that will be a tripping call. And looks like it'll be a power play coming for Rothesay, who's come out of the gate here hot. Gooding gonna head off. And on the right side, it'll be 5-on-4. Dunford, the last man to come out there. 3 minutes into this and a 2-minute power play. Shots 1-1 here early. Dunlap, D, back to Dunlap. Opens up with a little room and hands it over to the left side. Down onto the doorstep. Rolls off the end of the stick as they start to stick handle, but Rothesay maintains possession. Now back down to the corner. From in behind, a little chip shot that gets easily steered away. Back down low on the left side, back to Peltier. Peltier on the blue line. Peltier hands that off. Looking for Dunlap across there. Dunlap back to Peltier, and it gets fumbled outside of the zone, and he'll reset. Peltier now looking for a lane here, 1-on-2. Fans on it as it rolls off the end of his stick and chopped out of the zone, and a reset here for Dunlap. Circling back, Moores up the left side, missed his stick at Dawson, chased him behind. Webb's going to get to it here for Mount. Peltier comes in, lays the hit. Smith picks it up for Rothesay. Rothesay tries to get that back. Peltier slows it down, finds him on the left side, stepping in to the middle, and that stick breaks up what would have been a nice one-timer in front to Smith. Now looking for a lane, steps in and goes high, and a good little push there on the left side. Jumping over the stick there, Gorman. Back in behind. Rothesay up the left side. 24 seconds left to go on the power play. A couple looks here on the man advantage. Another one there. It's not going to make it through as Robinson got blocked. His shot back to the blue line. Down the left side looking for the pass. It was off the mark. It'll exit for McClement. McClement getting his first touches of the game. Up the left side. Fires it to the end wall. Power play over. We're back to 5-on-5 with the first successful kill of the game. Down there on the right. Mount picks it up. Goodine, who's out of the box, fresh legs, chips it back. It dies there near the blue line. It's chopped back in. Now Rothesay over to McClement. Heads up the left side, in over the blue line. Tried to feed that back in front. Back the other way, Richard steps in and snaps a shot down low. Worked into the boards. Beliveau shoots, and another broken stick there for Spurl. He'll pick one up and head right back out. So 2 broken sticks in the first 6 minutes here. Rothesay. Spurl now using the extra stick. His teammate steps in and shoots one. Rebound, and it rolls in front. Back and behind for Romaine. He'll do a little chip play over to the left side. Nice job there. Picked up. Tried to feed that in across, and it'll be covered up here. And a little jawing behind the net there. About 6 minutes in. Good action here to start out with our fresh teams on High Button Sports. Face off will be on the right. Chopped in, gets chopped, slowed up. Romanin was the man who got that down low. Now trying to go up the left side with it. Captain here, Paul. Can't quite do so as Webb chases into the end board. Spurl putting the pressure on. Spurl picks it up, shot, blockered away. Into the corner. Rothesay worked in along the wall. Backhand. Romanin read that one like a book. Can't get the shot through, though. Paul tries to get it through, and it's turned back over the other way. Rothesay looking for that pass. He's trying to go down on the doorstep, but I got tipped wide. Moores shoots. Rebound. Covered up, and whistle on the play. Exactly 7 minutes into the first period here as Rothesay keeping the pressure on here on the right side of the ice. We're going to have action all day here with some fresh faces to us Nova Scotia fans. A couple of the New Brunswick PEI teams playing. Mount up to Beliveau. Beliveau gets knocked by Dunlap. Dunlap in behind the net. Tried to feed that back off in front. It's pushed up the left side, little backhand. Cadiz put that back in behind. Trying to go up the wall with it. Slow it up to center. And a circle back. Hand it off in here behind, up the left side. Richard picks up. Into the end boards, Rothesay up the right side with it. Moores brings it in, finds a lane. Moores in on net, backhand, scores. Opened up the netminder. Got him moving and had a lot of room to shoot at as they break through for the first goal of the game, 8 minutes in. Found a lane, and it looks like one of the D-man out there had an issue with the skate, allowing him to get burned. And it was mano a mano, and Rothesay breaks through with the scoring. Lawless trying to bring that up ahead, circling behind. Rothesay, Lawless down here in front to Smith. Smith, he's going to bring it in down the right side. Smith looks to spin that out past Goodine. Dawson now. Dawson stepping in, elects to hold on to it. Looked like he maybe wanted to shoot off that back foot there, but instead down the left side back to Dawson. Centering pass. Shot, couple whacks at it there in front, and covered up as the pushing and shoving eases with relative ease on that one. Not much of a battle there in front once the whistle blows for these fellas. Letting it go. 11:29 to go here in the first. Remember, we got action all day long here on High Button Sports. Another weekend back at it as we get ready for Christmas. That's chopped back to the blue line, skated through, and Lawless has to flip onto the back foot. Works up the left side to Smith. Smith, hand it over, now Paul. Paul over the blue line, he'll snap a shot. It'll go well high in behind. Face off on the left. There's some good fans supporting in here for this first game. Everyone playing away games here this weekend. Picked up, Smith handed that back. Henriques with a little pressure. Picked up down. Henriquez over the left side. In over the line. Steered in behind. Rothesay. Back to Romanin. Shot. Gets stopped by Paul. Hits the shaft of his stick on the way in. Hit in along the wall. Rothesay backhands that. Mount now. Hand it off. Back the other way. Evading the check there along the boards, and now picked up and offside, as that was kind of a broken play. Trying to bring that in, and we'll have a whistle. 9-2 the shots here. Puck grabbed. Mount over to Romanin. Gets sent down for the icing, so face-off will head down the left side here halfway through the first as we roll right along. Face-off coming. So this will be my last game here of the showcase, as we got our guy Logan Carruthers coming in here this afternoon to take over the commentating duties. Robinson tries to drop that back. Logan, former Junior A player with Fredericton for 4 years, so he'll know a little bit about this rink, maybe tell some stories. Hopefully only positive ones for that fella as he comes in and commentates the rest of the day here at the showcase. So if you're going to be watching along, keep your ears out for that. Paul with a Goodine. He'll play it down low. McClement lays the body, trying to separate man from puck as it heads to the corner. Robinson gets a nice little pass back there, and pressure there at the top of the offensive zone allows the puck to get out, and they'll continue on playing it here. Rothesay up the left side, poked off the stick there, going to need a tag up. Picked up, not much on that pass, into the feet, back through. Moores, oh, and a big stand-up hit. It's going to result in the penalty for interference, and don't know if I agree with that one. Puck was there for a moment before the hit, and not going to matter what I think, though, is 2 minutes in the box for McClement, and now a chance here for Mount to try to build some positive momentum with 9 minutes to go here in the first. Shots 9-2. Puck down there on the end wall. Picked up, Rothesay. Past the stick and down the right side, Paul. Hands that back over, Mount. Over to Belvo. Belvo onto the doorstep. No one home. Richard picks it up on the right side, hands it through. Oh, man, and a wide open net. But it jumps over the stick there, Belvo. We saw it a little bit yesterday with the Max games, and the Max game against the Knights, where you have that wide open look and you're picturing that thing in the back of the net, and then before you know it, the puck's blown up off your stick and you're back in the battle. It's tough keeping it together for just that last moment. And that was the best look of the power play so far, a minute in. Hines in behind. I feel like we've all been there with that puck on the doorstep, wide open. You're picturing yourself celebrating after, and then before you know it, you get the defender's stick breaking up the play or something like that, and right there, thought for sure that was a 1-1 game. Picked up, sent around the end board. It's 26 seconds on the power play. Up the right side. Shot back in behind. Turned over as they try to get it centered. Nice chance for a shot there. Puck goes high. Still 8 seconds on the power play. One last look here maybe. Pressured, put down the left side. Richard tried to feed it back out in front. Broken up. Up the wall with it, Chason. Near the end boards. Played back over, Chason. Handed off. Chipped up the left side. And exits. Handed across. Rothesay now back to even strength, and they'll pull that puck in, fire it on for a shot here. 6:35 left to go here in the first as we work our way along. Shot there on the right side. It's picked up, sent back to Dunlap. Grabbed, tried to feed that through. Hines in behind. Now hustled out. Over to the left, and a good individual effort all the way down. Made it to about the 95% mark there, and then the save made. 13-2 the shot, so Rothesay keeping the pressure on here through our first frame. Back over now to Dunlap. He'll hand that to the right side, fed down low. Down there on the right, it's sent in. Peltier Over to Smith. Smith elects to go for the hit there, and it's sent back in front. Mount shoots it down for what will be an icing call. We'll try again down here on the right side with 5:31 to go here now. No change allowed. Little video we did this morning too, showing off this rink here where the bench on the right side is fully in the offensive zone, the visiting team's bench. So, got to change things a little bit. And your defense are hustling out from way down low. It's just interesting. You don't see a lot of benches like that. Sometimes benches will be across from each other, and if not, usually right next to each other, meaning they have about even entry and exit points. That one dropped back. Shot, scores. Cole on the drop back pass by Henriques. It's buried 2-0, and that's kind of one of the things that's become so prevalent in hockey these days is that drop back pass. Popular in the NHL all the way down through to these AAA guys at the minor level, where you bring that in, drop back, and the player's picking it up and tries to open up for at least a quality shot. And right there, it wasn't the best shot you'll ever see in the world, but got through with a clear look, and Cole able to find the back of the net. So well executed drop pass goal there. It's always interesting to see the different trends with hockey. Paul with a couple of good moves, but he gets shoved off to the corner. Now it's in front for a second. Picked up, handed back to Cole. Cole looking for a lane. Knocked off of it. Over to the right side. Shot back to the glove. Will continue on. Handed in around the boards. McClement gets nailed from behind there. A little bit away from the boards though, so didn't catch any of them. It looks to be okay. Moores from the corner. Robinson drops that back in behind. Now back up to Robinson. Bernhard. There on the right side. Rothesay fires it back in. It's along the wall. Moores. Nice quick hands. Brings that back into the offensive zone. Bernhard chases down to the corner. Centering pass in the feet. Moores shoots. Kind of scooped that into the end wall. Freed up now. Back the other way. Stand up hit at center for the dump and change. Rothesay put onto the backhand there. Leading pass. Up ahead now. In over the blue line. Left side, all sorts of time to shoot. Big rebound, jumps out. Now another look behind the back. No one home. Trying to get that out of the zone here now, Mount. They'll get there and bring it in just onside, but it gets tied up through center. Richard plays it to himself and now brought in. Looking for a lane. Trying to battle that thing forward. Played across. Jumps in. Shot. Oh, had a man on the blue line there. Didn't see him as it's sent into the boards here. Not a ton of mesh here at Amherst Stadium as that one finds the benches. Or the stands, I should say. Picked up on the end wall. Rothesay over to the right side. Kisses it off the glass. Comes back down and behind. That was sent for the icing. 2:34 to go in the first. Shot on. Quick save. Puck. Move down the right side. Trying to fire that in. It's picked up. Rothesay back to the blue line. Steps in, little seeing eye shot, looking for the rebound. McMillan can't quite get a stick on it. Now harpooned from the corner, back to Dunlap. Dunlap in behind. Looking to get it out in front. Trying for the Michigan there. Ends up off his stick. Pushed up the right side. Fired back through. Have to wait for the tag up as there was delayed offside nearing the end of the first period here. Copage back to center. Rothesay snaps the pass through to Peltier. Rolls off of his stick. Over here to Marshall. Marshall fires that in. Save made down low. 1:26 to go in the first. Just under 90 seconds remaining in the first frame. Back in behind. Goodine is pushed off into the end boards, or into the goaltender's glove, I should say. Face off on the right. Shot picked up, moved over. Peltier gets pushed into the bench there. Caught some mesh. Oh, no, so the net was off on the way around. So reset here. Face off on the right side. Picked up, sent back to center. Chopped back in behind. Rothesay moving up the middle. And last minute of play here in the first period. 2-0 the score, 17-5 the shot. So some good pressure through the first, no doubt about it, by the guys in the white there. And it looks like a penalty there to Mount. So it'll be on to the PK for the final minute here in the first. .54 seconds to go. Handed off to the left side. Sent back near the blue line. Try to bring that through. Peltier. Smith. Smith knocked off of his stick into the corner. Grab, looking for an angle. Shot, save made. A couple whacks at it. And that's not going to be received great. And 24 seconds to go here now as one last face-off probably here in the first. We'll have about a 15-minute break in between the periods. Gorman over to the right side. Back to Gorman. Peltier to the left. Trying to spin that in around. Grabbed. Rothesay handed off. Looking for the shot. Snapped. Hits a shin pad. Peltier looking for his man on the half wall, but it'll be sent down. And that'll take us to the end of the first, so 2-0 after one. Back for the second in a moment. All right, everybody, back here for the start of the second period. 2-0 the score. Is Mount trying to mount some sort of comeback here as we move into our second frame. Solid first period there for Rothesay. Picked up, sent back in behind. They've got a minute of power play time here remaining. Bleeding over from the first period. Up the right side. And across the blue line. Back to Campbell. In between the legs, it'll be hustled after. Up the wall. Chopped back in by Goody. Into the end boards. Snapping a pass up the right side onto the stick. Brought in over the line, drop back. Peltier, shot, rebound, and another save. And a beauty save right there in front. Off that rebound, that came off the stick in a hurry. And the rebound, an even better save as it's steered away. Dunlap gets it over. Peltier steps in, shot covered up. A minute gone here. Face-off will be to the left. Puck dropped in, worked back in behind. McClement chases. McClement up the right side. Little chip pass. Sent on and now covered up. Whistle on the left side. Full day of action here at Amherst Stadium. This is just the tip of the Saturday iceberg for us here on High Button. Puck dropped in, kept in by McClement. Shot. That one rolls up into the feet, trying to jam it in, and it stays out with an extra shove for good measure after. Face off. One back on the right side. Put into the feet. Mount brings it back over the line. Dunford into the end boards. Richard worked in there. Trying to dig that out. Mount picks it up. Shoots, wraps it around. Back in behind. Trying to feed that through to Dunford. Knocks off the stick in behind. Dunford over to the left. Off a couple sticks again, down low. Rothesay slows up. Handed back on the right side. Belvo worked into the wall. Trying to clear that back through. Chip play. Robinson over the blue line. Robinson slows up into the feet. Cole tries to center it. Back to the corner. Belvo picks up Kopaj now, and they have numbers back the other way. Down the right side here, 3-on-2. Steered aside. Shooting for the rebound on that one. Chason shoots it in. Kopaj down low. On the end boards. Tried to toe jag that back and around. Lawless leading pass in through the middle. Arsenault fires back in. Push back again, trying to spin that around. Oh, and knocked on his front there. That one didn't look like it felt very good as it's sent into the zone. On the left side. Back to the blue line. A little fake shot there. Hand it off. Lawless now to the middle. Right side. Picked up. Shot off the pad. Rebound. Looking to get that in. And it's going to split the D as both of them left it. Lawless now. D-to-D pass. Rolls off the end of the stick, not quite there. Cruz chips it up ahead, and it's hustled after. Dunford with a nice stride there to get to that puck first, and they can't keep it in there. And a reset here for Mount, but then they leave the puck. Rothesay bring in, and get laid out there. And man down. Cruz tried to shake that off. Well offside. And here on High Button, we do not show injuries. We've got him down in the offensive zone, being helped off. A big open ice hit there. Sorry, Cadiz is the last name there. Sorry, folks, my first time seeing that one. Hopefully he is okay. As the refs talking for a moment, and we'll continue on. So 15:43 left to go in the second. Spin and flung up the side. Now near center. Back into the zone, and almost a little cheeky one there on the end boards. Back to the blue line. Chopped out. Dunlap hands that back over. Picked up in behind by Dawson. Dawson up the wall. Dunford tries to swing that back on. Offside, well offside there as they try to bring it in. Whistle goes. Neutral zone face-off here now. Puck into the feet, Rothesay. Evading the checks, Smith up ahead, chopped back in behind, slowed down. Into the feet, Mount. Up the right side wall with it, and it gets jumping down for the easy icing call. We'll head back to the left. Face off, one back to McClement. McClement in behind on the end boards. Tried to hand that off. On the hash marks, shot steered aside into the mesh behind. Face off, coming. Lots of history here in this building, folks. I'm seeing signs for Junior A championships from '89. Lots of history and lots of hockey played in between these four walls. Pretty cool to be here all these years later. Sounds like Maurice Mo Bent, the founder of the Ramblers, 1922 they have on here till 85. So the original Ramblers team. Pretty cool stuff. Sent back in around Moores. You come to all these hockey rinks doing this streaming weekend after weekend, and you got to appreciate the history of some of them when they come along, like this one here in Amherst. Moores over the blue line. Drops that back to McFadden. That drop pass we were talking about in the first. Another go at it there. Face off on the left. Couple minutes gone here through the second. Nothing too crazy happening so far. Hand it off. Lawless back in behind. Pressure there by Paul, gets in behind. Paul picks it up along the half wall. Tries to feed that out, rolls off the stick of Hines. Down for Robinson. Robinson tips it to himself. Now Mount, backhand, connects. 2-on-1 back the other way, down the left side. Shoots, scores! And just like that, it's a 2-1 game. Off the left side rush, picked his spot. And we are back to a 1-goal deficit on the 9th shot. Pierre Mathis finishes it off. Back to center, 21-8 the shots, 2-1 the score. As we approach the halfway mark here in this contest. Gorman hands that off over to Pelletier. Pelletier to the end wall. Worked in there. It's picked up, played back to the blue line, handed off now Gorman. Gorman shoots. And save made there. And a little extra pushing and shoving for a game that's been relatively clean. A couple big hits, but clean all in all. A little extra shove there. Face off the left side. That one scooped up and maybe 2 seconds killed off the clock there on that try. Drop back in, up the wall, slowed up on the blue line. Backhand comes through, stepping into it with Smith. Grabbed and trying to circle that back around, down low on the doorstep. Held, back to Lawless. Dawson, down the left side corner. Smith gets hit. Mount kisses it off the glass nicely there. It'll come all the way back down, no ice. Executed to perfection there. And now turned over and kind of slowly rolled into the glove. Nice heads up cover back there. Puck dropped and handed off to the right side, looking for the lead pass. Goodine over to the left. Paul looking for it, comes back out. Free puck here near center now. Gorman over to the right side. Shot, that one had some zip on it, goes wide. Up ahead, nice touch pass there to Moore. Moore from the ringette line, shoots it in, rebound comes out. Head up to Pierre, who has our goal here for Mount. Shoots that into the end wall, jumps out the other side. Hines put some pressure on, now back the other way. Cadiz shot as he was getting knocked down. Back to Romanin. Shot blocked, right side, picked up. Tried to feed that through. And it'll split the D and be sent on down. Handed up, Moores, and that one looked offside. Cold didn't agree, but we'll get the whistle. And some extra stuff there. Face-off will come to the other side of the neutral zone here. Puck amongst the feet. Picked up Spurl. Gets that back. Over to Cole now on the right side. Trying to muscle that through. Gets it over the line. McFadden. Hit there near the offensive zone. Shot snapped into the glove. We get the save. Face off on the left. Shot goes high. Into the glass behind. Chip play. McClement tries to find McFadden. Back to Romanen. Jumps off the stick again. A little bit of a better period here for Mount. In the second Spurl over to Romanen. He'll shoot that in behind. Near the right side. Picked up under the stick and now trying to get a burst of speed back the other way. It'll be chipped and catch the bench, and a bad bounce there for Goodine. 10-17 left to go here in the second, so we're pretty much at that halfway mark. Face off here in front. Chipped up the wall. Comes back down. Backhands to the corner. Lead play. Hand it off. Look at a shot, rebound, and it's just out of the reach. Good little opportunity there off the rush. Now heading back the other way. Into the back half of this game. Shot off a shin pad. Slows up and covered with ease. And now an extra shove. The refs are letting it go. Picked up, now covered up. Face off on the right. Hines shoots off a skate, back in behind, now slowed up in front. Try to work that back out. Chason slows it up. Spinning and well offside as they tried to get on the same page there on the blue line, but we get the whistle instead. And we'll try again here in the neutral zone. Rothesay fires that into the end wall. Hustled after. Picked up. Try to get that up the wall. Henriques. Getting pressure by Arsenault. Robinson gets that over as they try for the break-in. Nice job back over to Robinson. Robinson steps in. Shot blocked. Mount. Hand that off. Pierre tries to get that through and behind. Dunlap with it. Dunlap getting pressured. Up the wall, Robinson. Played across. Over the line. Shots. Save made. Into the feet. Paul chops it to the end wall. Chases it. Picks it up. The captain. Back to Pierre. Now into Paul. Paul looking for the lane. Trying to find Pierre. Gets broken up. He'll dive at it. Rothesay now try to break their own break in, and another offside. We've seen a lot of offsides here on this blue line right here in front of us in the game yesterday and today. As we'll have the face-off here in the neutral zone. 8:29 left to go here in the second. Back in behind, Chason. Chips it over. Lead play there. Cole tries to drop off Richard. Knocked into his player. Over to McClement. Hit there on Chason. Stick goes high in the air. Comes back down. And another whistle here. We'll try again. Face off to the right. Maybe caught something on the bench. Cole shoots that down to the end wall. Rothesay in front, looking for the shot, hits off the post. That one was right along the ice. Looking to hand that back. They'll have to exit the zone, and a foot race to it down through the left side. Oh, and a stand-up hit there. McClement on Marshall. That's one way to separate man from puck. Up the wall. Hand it off. Moores. Circle back around near the blue line. Seeing eye shot gets tipped. Nice tip, but it goes high. Now another look. Back to McClement. Played over on the right side. Loose puck for a second, but then covered up. It'll remain 2-1. Chipped over the head and down the right side. And taking out the netminder, whistle goes. Puck down the left side. Trying to chip that out. Rothesay sent back into their own end. Bit of it more even second period here. The one goal for Mount, the only action we've seen from it. Chipped up the right, in over the line. Rothesay onto the stick. Shot, save made. Nice job moving with that puck. Making the save on McFadden. 26-10 the shots. Puck played back down by Dunlap. Dunford. Worked around, try to feed in front, and they do on the doorstep. And Spurrell gets it back, and a nice delivery there, just depositing that thing back into the net. And those are the ones where you thank the main assist man, as he was just sitting right there. Buries it, and it'll be 3-1, so 2-goal lead. Once more. In behind Dunlap. Spurrell. Up the right side. It's amongst the feet. Brought back into the zone. To the end wall. Tried to feed out in front, into the feet again, and it's bouncing around that puck there. Lead play. Gets him behind. Dunlap. Over to the right side. Let ahead. Spurrell shoots that. Comes down right on the doorstep and way down low. That one fooled me. I thought I heard it hit the ceiling, but the whistle didn't go, and it was, before we knew it, it was right down by the hash marks there. Great lighting in this rink, so not easy to fully miss a puck, but admittingly That one got me, and Dawson heads off for a penalty after the play. So 2 minutes now, power play time, as Mount trying to cut that lead down once again. Down along the white wall, Hines hands it off. Left side to the ringette line, brought low. Up in the air, comes back down, whistle. Down the left side, looking for the shot shorthanded. Face off will be on the left side here. 5:05 to go. From the corner. Mount would love one here before the end of the period. Webb over to the left side. Dunlap. Down the wall. In behind. Sent back over. Near the ringette line. Amongst the feet. Handed off. Picked up. Webb picks up on that over to Dunford. Dunford down to the left side. Shot goes high. A nice little look there. Comes back down and is chipped to the netminder. 48 seconds to go on the power play. Into the feet now. McMullen. McMullen starts to bob and weave. Brought back over Gorman. Into Gorman's feet. Chopped that offside. Henriques. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Under 4 minutes to go. Face off. Shot back down into the end wall. Off a shin pad and chipped back in behind. Now picked up. Mount. Over to the Pierre. Jumps off his stick. Lawless. Just sends that back in. 4 seconds to go on the power play. Chiasson picks it up, so nothing doing on the man advantage there. Pierre. It's back in behind for Chiasson. Picked up, back to the blue line. Shot through traffic. That one snared out of the air for the save. Just over 3 minutes to go here now. Fresh legs out for both sides. Face off on the left. Chipped in behind. Romanin tries to shoot that. Comes back through and whistle goes. Face off will stay on the left side with exactly 3 minutes remaining now in the second. To center, over to Robinson, shoots, steered aside. Rothesay spins that and around, in near the end boards, up the left. Fire back into Cole. Down low, gets him behind. Robinson now swinging at it. Metallic trying for it. Over along the wall, kept in. Belvo, it's a pile up and frees itself up here to the middle. Robinson back near center. Dunlap over Robinson. Toe dragged in there. Picked up by Bernhard. Down low. Dunlap. Moores. Fans on it. Good opportunity to try to get that puck out, and they just do by about a foot. Back and behind for Webb. Webb surveys. Fires it right into the man. Kept in the zone. Cole down on the left corner. Webb with it again. Over to Marshall now for Mount. Marshall centering pass. They try to work it back the other way. Romanin keeps his stick with it. Swings it around and buys some time for his team to get down low. And it was a funny bounce off the boards there. And it was almost a free goal there for Mount. They would have loved to have that bounce go their way, but didn't quite get there. Who knows with these boards, I suppose, on how that thing's going to go. Back and behind. To the corner. Marshall spins. Hand it over. Backhand gets in around. Down now, centering pass, stopped. Into the sticks and the feet. McFadden down to the corner. Spurl lays the hit. Trying to center and get scooped up, and it looks like a penalty on the play there as well with 45 seconds to go in this period. Goodine and Spurl sit for two. So I guess the penalty's offsetting there. Face off. Dropped in there. Looked around the boards. Pierre. Paul down low. Paul tries to center. Good look there. Puck still loose in the feet. Now Smith tries to skate it himself. Man draped all over him. Brought in over the line, offside. And another one here. This blue line's catching everyone today. 22 seconds remain. Shot into the end wall. Lawless trying for it. Swept at by Peltier. Flips it back in from the knees. Nice move there. Smith down low. 7 seconds to work with. Looking for one last chance. Lawless spins. Stick blocked. And Smith shoots late and then lays a cross check. And that'll draw a little bit higher, but I think won't be much more than that. And that'll do it for us here in the second period. So we'll be back for the third in a moment. All right, everybody, we are back here for the third and potentially final period of action here in Amherst for game number 2 of our stadium series, and it was a cross-checking penalty at the end of the second there, so it'll be a power play for Mount to start this one. So a good opportunity to try to get that lead down to 1. Paul picks it up. Paul up the right side, little touch pass back over to Belvo. Belvo brings it in over the blue line. Down the right side. Played over to Paul. Paul trying to go down to the doorstep. Pierre. Work down low to the blue line now. Hand it off. Pass the glove. Will be sent down, and they'll try to move it out. Captain here, Paul. Hand it off, and Henrique's got a stick on that, keeping it in the zone. Now up to Belvo. Right side over the blue line. Sent in around the wall. Shard looks to get that. Little shove there. Now picked up, sent in behind. Metallic leading play. Try to hand that off again. It's picked up. Henrique over to the right. Webb pulls it back to Dunford. Dunford snaps a pass there to Bernhard. Shot back the opposite way. Dunford holds up through the feet past Goodine. Sent for the ice there on the power play. Face-off will be on the right side. So face-off on the right side. 23 seconds remain in the man advantage. Not much going here on the power play to this point. Webb in behind. He'll hold up. Snap a pass to the right side. Looking to get that out. Kind of knocked right back in. Over to Bernhard. Pass gets through to Dunford, but it bounces off his stick. Then goes high in the sky, comes down. Dunford, played across. Trying to snap that pass out. Heading all the way down. Go for the icing. Face off on the right side here now, and back to 5-on-5. So Rothesay kills that one off with relative ease. Picked up, shot in along the end boards. Looking to move that up ahead. Save made, rebound, nice job into the pad. Moving to the right. Rothesay. Hit off into the wall, and it gets back down low. Trying to feed that up ahead. Up the wall to the blue line. Holding. Now over. Back down low. Steered off in front to Lawless. Shot goes high. Bounces into the glass. Trying to force that back through. Gonna have to wait for a tag up. Now brought in. On the end boards, Robinson hitting again. Robinson now circles from the corner, plays it back around. Nice job there. Has an open man. Now played out in front. Right in the doorstep, and save made Skating out to the top of that blue paint. Puck dropped in, Webb. Trying to lead that up ahead, hits the stick of Richard. Down the left side. Trying to circle in around on the end boards. Rothesay into the feet, Dunlap. Dunlap hands that off. Brought in over the line. Push to the middle. Back in behind, Dunlap, pressured. Belvo, over to Smith. Smith, handed off. Back Dunlap. Lead play into the feet there. Brought over the line again down low. Smith. Works the man off on the end boards. Picked up, kept in by Dunlap, goes wide. Try to feed back in front. Man down. Held onto on the hash marks, left side. Chop that, collision there. Hit down along the wall. Now grabbed, spun, kept in on the blue line. To the goal line over. Picked up. Zivrovsky shoots that on, chases his own rebound. Rothesay over to Henriques, past the stick of him. McClement worked up through center. Down the left side now. Back in behind, centering pass goes in the air. Backhand to the half wall. Picked up by Goodine. He'll try to work it across. Down to the end boards. On the end wall, Rothesay snaps that way too much on that one. Didn't know if that was a pass or a shot as it zipped into the offensive zone. Face off to the left. Picked up. Grab McClement. Pressured in on the end boards. Hines coming in to try to get that out. McFadden gets it on the left wall, but good skate there by Pierre as it gets down low. St. Pierre over here to Webb. Webb on the left side. Webb back in behind. Henrique slows up. They're looking for that perfect breakout. Jumps off the stick. That'll be back over and covered up as Cole barreling down. Whistle goes and face-off will now be in the mount end. Puck dropped and played along the left side. Trying to feed that through. It's into feet. Turned over. Fed back and around. McFadden. Handed out in front. Stopped up. Over to the right side. Belvo. Over to Dunford. Dunford steps in. Shot gets ticked high and it'll head in behind there, past the glass and into the mesh. -4 outside the temperature here, so slightly warmer, quote unquote, today than last night. Webb Backhands it. Rebound on the doorstep and just got put by. That was a close one. And it just chipped into the benches there. Whistle goes. Face-off will be on the left side. This one lucky middle-aged fan goes and gets that puck. Put that on the dresser at home. Caddies, backhands. Trying to get that up through the middle. Hustled after the other way, and a good burst of speed here for St. Pierre as he shakes a man off. Gets to that puck first. Goes for an angle there on the shot. Didn't quite get it off. Now it's into the feet there. McFadden in behind. McFadden up the wall to Robinson. Robinson, he looks north. Finds an on-rushing winger, but that's cut up pretty quickly. Hines try to go through the legs. Picked up by Paul. Paul back over. Handed off. Down the right side. Stopped up. Robinson gets a whack. Back over on the hash marks. Leading play. St. Pierre tried for it. Brought in over the line now. Right side. Dawson. Dawson on a circle back. Dawson shoots. Hits the post as he fired that one hard. Now another chance. Save made. 11:44 left to go here in the third. Still the two-goal lead, 3-1 score here for Rothesay. Face off. One back. Handed over here now. Dawson. Dawson steps in and rolls down the left side. Picking up. Dawson wanted it. Won't get it through. Dunlap. Down to Dawson. Played out in front. Down low to the corner. Fed back to the line. Ringette line. Shot. Snapped on. Save made. 36th shot of the game here. Goaltender adjusting the pad down there as we head into the back half of the third. Taking a second for the adjustment. The pad's fully off the leg, and now he'll do her back up. You don't often see the entire pad come off mid-period, but these goaltenders know how to whip that thing right back on. Picked up. Try to hand that off on the right side. It's along the end boards. Shot. A nice angle there. Hits the post though. Chipped up ahead. Metallic. Brings it across the line on the right side. Poked at, and it goes high in the air down to Goodine. Goodine loses that. Dawson in on net. Tries to feed that in. It's on the doorstep, and it's pushed to the corner. That would have been an interesting one if it found the back of the net, but just stays out. Now it's sent on down. Icing. Faceoff will head back down to the right side. 10:37 remaining. We have the Northern Moose warming up right here behind us as they get set for their matchup against the Max at 12:45, so just under an hour from now. In around for Belleville. Try to play that through, a little sandwich there. Spurl shoots and it heads into the penalty box. Face off in the neutral zone here. Puck picked up there on the blue line. Lawless shoots it, hits a stick. St. Pierre picks it up, hands that to the left side. Sent into the end wall. Lawless spinning around, looking for Dunford. Gets him behind. Paul chases. Off the line now, Hines. Brought into the zone. Shoots, save made. Well outside the crease, but cut off that angle nicely, and now the net gets knocked off. So we're officially into the back half of the third here. Face-off will be to the left. Shot, save made. That one sent right on. Down low. Dunlap. Backhands it over. Sent down for an icing call and another whistle here. So we'll try again from the left side as a couple of icings and offsides here in this third period. It's kind of moving a little slower than the first two. Down two is Mount, and another shot, another save there. We'll try again. 21-37 the shots. Along the left side, Dunlap. Picks it up. Tries to hand that through to Cole. It's behind his feet for an icing. And back down the left side. So a long game here to start us out this morning. Remember, it'll be Max and Moose coming up here next. Just trying to find a rhythm here through the back half of the third. Rothesay up the left side. Dunlap tries to feed that through. Arsenault back into the zone. Worked around the wall. Picked up. Tried to feed that in front. Comes over left side. Just fired and takes a weird bounce right out in front there. Goody and caught up to it, but now Rothesay with possession. Shot. Puck comes back down. The refs didn't see where they went, so we'll just call a whistle. 8:35 to go. Face off to the right. Puck shot in, save made. Fadden tries to hand that off, and it's buried in behind. It is on the doorstep. Rothesay will extend their lead here with 8:06 to go. 4-1 the score. Has found an open area, and that's Peltier. Peltier, who, like I said, was on the High Button socials earlier today. Talked to him before this matchup. Puck dropped in, delayed offside. Whistle goes. And we'll try again here in the neutral zone. So on the 39th shot of the goal, 4-1 the score. Romanen. It's picked up. Try to bring it back the other way. Into the shin pad there. Comes back down the left side. Worked across. Fadden. Put high in the air. Comes back down. Brought in over the line. Handed off to the right side. Little feed in. Whistle goes. We'll have another whistle as face off on the right. Puck picked up, left side, shot in, and save made. Puck down low, 7:16 to go. That one's sent up ahead. Try to drag the foot and offside. We'll try again. Three, 7:11 left to go here in the third. 40-21 the shots. Puck picked up. Dunlap hands that over. It'll be on the line, and now back through. Dawson up the right side. Dawson all the way around in front. Had the goaltender move, but couldn't bury that one and find the man. It'll be worked back in. Webb. Gorman drops it back over. Lead play. Dawson now off on the break. Dawson shoots, scores. Picks his spot, was in alone. 5-1 as we head back to center. .640 to go here in the third. Puck dropped in. Nice toe drag there by Spurrell. Tried it again. Comes back to center. Spurrell. Oh, and a layout hit there. Both refs' arms go up at the same time. We haven't seen that yet this weekend. And some jawing after that play. So 2 minutes in the box there. 6:21 to go. So Rothesay heads to the power play. Already extended the lead by a couple of markers here in the third. Down on the end boards. McFadden flips it off the wall. Played over to the right side. Fed back through, ring at line. Shot, scores. Smith. Bar down, beauty. And that'll be a power play marker. 6 minutes left to go. McClement hands that back and behind. Trying to get that out. Brought in across the blue line. Steps in. Another shot steered to the corner. Flip back to Romanin. Now trying to get that to the right side. Flipped in across to Paul. Paul gets it down. McClement. Hand it off. Try to bring it over the line. Paul over to St. Pierre. Swung on. Chason grabs it. Into the end board, Smith. Smith runs into the man. Leading play. Looking for that puck. McMullen. McMullen shoots. That rolls up the pads. And he's covered up. Face off and a little pushing and shoving into the corner, of course. Under 5 minutes to go here now. And now arm goes up for the penalty for tripping. So power play coming here from Mount late in this game. On the right side, Henriques picks it up, shoots that down. So 4:36 to go. 2-minute PK here late. Mount just trying to have the last goal of the game here with a good power play unit. Belvo hands that off to the right side. Brought in over to Belvo. Gets back over to the half wall. Fed through to Phil. Paul. Paul in behind. Held in along the wall. Hits Paul's stick. Swung back into the zone. Brought up the wall there back to Paul. Belvo chops that out. Cardies shoots, save made there with the block. That was a tight chance. 1 minute to go on the power play. Handed off to the right side, Paul. Richard over on the ring-out line. Swung back. St. Pierre. Belvo has a man, but McFadden, good job getting that stick through to break up that play. McClement spins. Out of the reach. Sent down. Slowed up here now. Webb. Cross to the right side. Chips back and behind. 3 minutes to go. Hustling out of the zone here now, Webb. Tries to hand off, gets him behind. Pelletier shoots it. Now up the left side. Pelletier takes it away. Trying to find his man in front. We're back to 5-on-5. 44 total shots for Rothesay and 22 total for Mount, so exactly half with 2:26 remaining. Lawless up the left. Metallic back in my iron for Lawless. Dunlap feeds it over. Looking for him on the left side. Brought in over the line. Spun back around. Drop back pass. Picked up, moved nicely to the right side. Back to the D-man now, under 2. Richard. Dunlap. Hand it off. Lead play. On and off of the stick. Comes back down. Dunlap. Circling. Down through center. He goes down. Maybe tripped over the red line there. No call. Under 90 seconds to go. Spurrell advances it a little bit. Now it's moved up ahead. Left side. Holding. Shot off the post. And now it trickles in for the goal. 7-1 the score. 1:15 remaining. We head to center. Dawson feeds that back over. Spurrell. It's chipped in behind. Webb. Worked into the right corner. Paul now. Final minute to play here. McClement. Worked in on the wall. Fed back through into center. Romanin, 37 seconds remaining, drops that off. Dawson. Half wall, picked up, looking for the shot into the glove. We'll have a whistle here, 19 seconds to go. Puck, tried to feed that to the middle, 13 seconds in along the end boards, and now 10. That's poked at, back to the blue line. Looking for the shot, pad save, and that will do it. So Rothesay comes away with the resounding victory here, and that'll be it for game number 2 here at the Amherst Stadium Series. We'll be back for the third game shortly.